Okay, yesterday I was going through a video from this YouTube channel that's called Riddler. No, I think it's Riddle. Riddle. They post like these what if kind of videos, and the video that I watched was about invisibility. Like, what is the possible? How can it be implemented, and how you know does it exist, or when is it gonna exist? So while doing this, the first theory that they said was, there's an object, and the reason that we see that object is because the light reflects and it falls on a retina, and we can see. This happens because the light can't pass through that object because the molecular structure is tight enough that it can't let the light pass through, and it reflects, and that's why we see it. And glass, if you take glass as an example, it most of the light passes through it, but still some of it gets reflected, and hence we can see glass. And then he did not mention this, but I got to thinking, like, what are the objects that are not so closely spaced so that we can see that it's invisible. And then I realized that's air, right? Like, we see it all the time, we feel it, and it's there. But the thing is, it's not a solid object, it's a gas. But then I realized, like, if the molecular structure is loosely packed, then it's tend to be a gas, right? So, but what do humans have to do to get this invisibility? Is that when we try to be like the air and loosely packed, and then we turn into this gaseous state, and we are no longer human. And then it all circles back to the same thing, like, you want to be invisible, you got to be air, but if you are air, you cannot be human. So this got me to thinking, okay, the theory that I want to say starts right now. So the theory is that every concept in this world is a circle. What I mean to say is, when you think deeply about anything, it's a loop. When you if you think about it really deeply, like, for example, like, what are we doing here as humans? Why are we here? And then you think, why is this earth exist the way it does? And then why does the universe exist, and why am I here? And the point is that there is no answer to any of these, and there is no questions either. Like, it's basically a loop. Maybe that is why, people say life is Shunya. Shunya is Sanskrit, I think, for zero. So basically, what is zero? Zero is a circle. Circle, life is a circle. So what happens is, when the technological advancement, let me say, take an example of that. We used to use thumbprint as in authentication before signatures, right? Like, for everything, because that was like unique. And then we started using signatures because it was easier. And then what happened? In the phone we used to type in passcodes, and then again we are now using fingerprint, right? So it's just a circle. There's no nothing like this is the latest technology or this is outdated. It's just that we adapt to whatever comes, and then we think this is the answer to the solution, but actually there is no question, there is no answer, there is no solution, there is no problem. So basically we're just circling around, and this holds on to every concept in life. And I guess the purpose of us is we keep trying to find out the pattern of life, like, what to understand life there must be a pattern. We always need a pattern to understand anything, and we keep trying to figure out this pattern, but we haven't found it because there is no pattern. And that is the pattern. The pattern is that there is no pattern to life. And this concludes that everything is in a loop, and everything keeps circling. And when you start at a point trying to keep going to find the answer, and then you end up at the same point from another different question, and it keeps happening again and again. So basically, life is zero, life is nothing, life is shunya, life is a loop, life is a circle.